Good evening. So this is like more of an informational video. I'm gonna pull some cards in a minute, but in my situation, I'm gonna talk about my situation a little bit. I live in Canada, right? So I deal with Canada Revenue Agency, CRS, just like everybody else does. Canada Post and Passport Canada is the most recent government entity that I've had issues with. So when it comes to like my child's passport and them taking my child's birth certificate and never giving it back. Okay, so that was the last one. Maybe we'll touch on that first. My son's father put in the application, they found something wrong within the application. So they mailed it back to me, and then in their system, they like marked off that they had the check in there, the application in there, the 2 photos of my son in there, and his birth certificate. Okay, all that came back was the application. Okay, the wrongly filled out application and those 2 photos. Okay, so my son's birth certificate was missing and his father's check that he wrote out to Passport Canada. And then Tristan was like, that's Parker's father, was like, you know, we need to fill out another application and then go buy another birth certificate. And I'm like, no. This is bigger than that. This is way bigger than that. We need to file a police report. Okay, so we've had to file a police report in case our child gets frauded out. I've already been frauded out, okay, identity theft, because I've been being targeted for a while now, but now they've brought my kid into it, you understand? Like, there's nothing that won't happen. They came back and said that they'll refund us for the birth certificate and that they shredded it. After like this was after that I called and checked in and told them that yeah, we filed a police report. Wrote them a professional letter and told them that we're going to apply again, but you still have our son's birth certificate that belonged to us. You stole it. Okay? So that's what had to happen, but this was like after like I called and was like, you know, things don't just go missing. There's one of 2 things that happened. Either that got intercepted by Canada Post, which is another government entity that I've been having issues with. I haven't been getting my mail for like 4 years. Only bank statements from this bank that I use. Okay? So it could have gotten intercepted, or you still have it. You know? You still have it, or it's intercepted. Anyways, that's what they came back with, is that they shredded it and that they'll refund us whatever. Speaking about Canada Post, I haven't been getting any sort of mail, like important mail, for like probably about like 4 years now. Longer than that. Longer than 4 years. Because my identity was stolen and fraud and a bunch of things. And the way that I found out was I tried to cash a check when I was working at this place in Big River, okay? It was like Northern Edge wood, I don't know. I was stacking wood, okay? And even that place was weird. They were like paying me way less than everybody else because I'm a woman. Or I don't know what their issue was with me, but I quit there and I ended up going to school. But it's so frustrating. I'm so frustrated. But I tried to cash one of my checks when I was working from there, okay, on the weekend in the city that I was going to with one of my friends at the time, who's no longer a friend. I found out that she never really was. Anyway, I went to go cash a check at like a fast money place and I wasn't able to, even showing my ID, my check with the same name, everything, I wasn't able to. And they told me that I had like multiple loans out, and I don't have any loans out. I've never loaned money. Ever. I've never once loaned money. So I called it in, and I told them at a certain point when I got lured in by one of my ex's friends, multiple of my ex's friends, this is one of the times that they like tried to set me up to get killed, okay? And I said, you know, when I was leaving that instance, they stole my wallet. And when they like did a fake check-in, one of his friends did a fake check-in with me. And I knew it was a fake check-in. I was just like, hey, I pretended like I left my wallet there, right? Like I accidentally left my wallet there because I knew that if I were to like instigate and say that, like come with any sort of hostility, animosity about them stealing my wallet and trying to take my life and like being on the run, if I like touched on that in any sort of bit, I wouldn't have got my wallet back, and I really wanted my wallet back. I didn't want just a bunch of my shit out there, right? Especially with these type of people. And they were like, okay, I'll mail it back. And they mailed it back. When I lived with my grandma, they mailed it back to me. But then all my SIN card was missing, okay? And that was when I started getting visions of like my SIN card number being like on a table and then being picked up off that table and put in a drawer. Anyways, all my cards were out of place. So I'm like, well, there we go. There's my identity stolen and probably frauded out to the max. But I had nothing to base it off of, right? Other than that is when my wallet went missing, whatever. So then it wasn't until I went to go cash that check and they told me all this information that I can't even cash the check that I worked for. Yeah, stupid. So then I made a file report there with the Kindersley police, and they haven't done fuck all. They haven't done anything about my son's birth certificate. They haven't done anything about my mail being missing. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Okay. And then when I was trying to look for shelter on the run from that place, the Saskatoon RCMP made sure to go to every shelter and tell them something heinous enough for them not to let me have any sort of shelter. Okay. And then from there, I got put into this hotel room because it was 40 below weather and I was getting like frostbite on the tips of my fingers. And this one man was like, I'm not giving up until I can put you somewhere warm. It's too cold for you to be out. And then I got into this hotel room. I finally calmed down and I was like checking in with everybody, telling them I'm okay. And then my mom was like, I got a warm place for you to go. And that's when they like try to put me into a fucking psych ward. And I'm like, you know, I Googled the number you gave me. Like, are you retarded? Sorry, I know people don't like that word, but I'm like, I understand what the fuck you're trying to do. You're trying to make me seem like I am unfit for whatever reason you please to do that for, right? And then she was flabbergasted. She didn't know what to say. She was like, no, I just wanted you to be warm. Like, whatever. And like the way she answered the phone was like she was getting mad at me because I didn't call her. And I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, it's just so stupid. My situation's been so ridiculous this entire fucking time, okay? And it was supposed to keep me in a state of anxiety, in a state of fear, in a state of stress in order for me to like have like make me feel like I'm going mental, okay? And it didn't, because I just got really good at handing it over to my higher power. But like there was nothing that they didn't do. Okay, so I'm going to speak a little bit about like CRA and my child tax. So you know how like every once in a while you'll get messages from CRA saying that child tax is increased or whatever. So I got this mail about, maybe it was like at the end of last summer, it was last year for sure, that child tax has been increased. I think it was like $500 or something for my situation after I did my taxes. And I was like, okay, well, if it's that, well, then you guys have been paying me not the right amount, like hundreds of dollars not the right amount for a long time. Okay, so that's added up like over the years where someone potentially is like taking some off the top, either that, okay, where it's intercepted, or they're just literally not sending me the correct amount of money. Okay, so what I did was I printed out my bank statement, and along with the letter that they said like it was supposed to be amounting to, just so that there was like comparison, right? And then I did months of statements like this is not coming to me. Okay, so I can explain to you how one of two ways it's going. So you tell me, right? So I put it in an envelope and I was going to mail it out. And I'm like, wait, if the fuck around's not with CRA and it's with Canada Post, I'm just going to go ahead and not put a stamp on this. So they have to send it back to me. You know, like by law, they would have to send that information back to me. And they never did. Okay? They never did. And I'm like, there it is. So, I mean, it's even on like a grander scale where it's like these government entities where they're supposed to be professional have not been when it comes to me and my situation, okay? The police, the RCMP have not been professional when it comes to me and my situation. And now they're bringing my kids' documents into it as well. So it's just like, it's just too bad. It's just too bad. It's unfortunate. Very, 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 very disappointed in everybody in my situation. It's ridiculous. Like, there's no freedom here. There's no human rights here. There's no ethic. All of it out the fucking window, man. It's disgusting. So I want to pull a couple cards. That's a little rundown on the government entity situation in my world. Okay. One that's based on fact. Okay, the reality of things. No delusion over here, okay? But you would love if it was that way. It was supposed to be painted that way, but it just isn't. Okay, just isn't. And like, if you're suffering through this too, like, take a stand, man, and don't back down. What you say to be true is your truth, okay? And there's like documents and everything to prove it if they were to look into it, okay? It's just the truth. Just the truth. If these things are going missing, make a police report, okay? And then it's on them, okay? Because I made a police report when my IDs and everything went missing, my identity theft and fraud and like things that were fucked up on Equifax, okay? Inconsistencies, those phone calls, emails, everything is documented, okay? It's not on me that they didn't figure that out. It's on them now because I did what I had to do on my part, on my end, okay? When they stole my son's birth certificate or shredded it or whatever happened, intercepted, whatever happened, okay? There's a police report. That would be on that police station that they didn't go forward with that investigation, okay? Like, make the reports necessary if this is happening to you. And then don't hold your breath. Just clean. All we can do is clean our side of the street, right? Be very direct and to the point. These people like hate the fact that I am very direct and to the point. There's no half-ass in it over here. It's like, okay, this is a possibility, this is a possibility, and this is a possibility. And I know that. And this is illegal, and this is illegal, and this is illegal, and this is illegal, and I know that. Okay? I made like a whole list of legalities one time, and I emailed it to myself about everything that was anything that was this huge grand larceny. What is it? Grand. I don't know what they're saying. Grand larcening. Grand larcening. Anyways, the things that were wrong with my vehicle, the tampering with my vehicle, the invasion of privacy, me like not having any human rights at all, aggressive stalking, okay, attempts at my life, killing me in the hospital, all these things, and all the hardships that me and my little family have had to go through, just way harder than it ever even had to be. For what? Money, okay? Money will made these people fucking wicked. King of Pentacles in reverse. Wants to heal something. Go heal yourself, okay? Go heal yourself. You are ungrateful, haywire piece of shit. Like, you suck. Okay? There's everything that was supposed to be a blessing from the universe to this healer you took. You tried to take out from under them. Okay? This is going to be a huge loss for you. It is going to be a huge, huge loss for you. Okay? Like, you've always been this way. Ungrateful. I'm hearing helter skelter. Someone's like, oh shit. I don't know. I don't even know what that means. I've heard it before too. Surrender that way of life. And surrender like ever trying to heal something with this person. It's not happening. This obsession, you're like obsessed with this person's energy. Okay? You're wondering why this person still has motivation. And there is motive here. Like huge. Huge. Because this is like obsessive stalking. Obsessive, like this is fucking harassment on another level. And this person has had to have the strength to persevere and heal themselves through this. Okay? Consistently having to do this. Okay? But it only made them stronger spiritually. Like the spiritual attacks that this person has undergone is like, you were gonna make it or break. Okay? And this person made it. They feel secure within themselves, fully secure within themselves, and how to combat what you throw at them and use it, like transmute it and make it work for their advantage. Like I'm getting like you'll throw an energy at this person and they'll just fucking harness it and it shoots up, okay, to the divine for God to heal it. And then I'm not even worried about what has to happen to you after, but some sort of karma. Okay? It's only fair. But it's like, I can't even care enough. I can't even care enough, man. That's you. That's all on you. That's on you, man. You had the power to free yourself and you chose not to. You chose to be obsessed. And this person had like a bite back or bark back, you know? Bark back. You're trying to like manipulate something. You're trying to come at them like you've had all these evils to overcome in your life so that they'll want to heal something with you. But really, it's just your sly way of like creeping in so that you can get away with what you've taken from this person is like their blessings, their energy. But this person's not gonna. This person's smart. They're not. They know how you operate. Okay, like the world revolves around you. A fucking snake. I'm hearing rat too. This person has the motivation, okay, to use this energy to project themselves forward like fucking pew, like fast forward movement. Fast forward movement. Like, I'm hearing horsepower. Horsepower. Yeah, you're going to have to deal with this loss on your own, man. You're going to regret it. You're going to regret it because this person's going to move on with their life and they're not going to heal with you because they know that you're evil. I'm hearing bad to the bone. You are bad to the bone, okay? Someone could be having like some sort of arthritis or like, I'm hearing osteoporosis or like something about the spine. Scoliosis. Yeah, this magic. You're always throwing magic at this person. Like, at this point, this is fueling this person's come up, man. And it's like beating you down. You don't even know, man. You're digging your own hole. Like, you think you're digging this hole for someone else and you're not. It's for you to fall in. It is. Trust that. Like, just stop digging, man. If you want to be able to, like, stop digging. Stop digging. You want this person to, like, listen with some sort of empathy because you feel like you can, like, voodoo something up to touch them. Someone also has, like, a DNA upgrade when it comes to their spiritual gifts. So, like, even, like, the thought of you makes this person cringe because, like, they can just read energies really even way better than they could in the past. So, like, the thought of you makes this person just like, who do you think I am, man? Like, who, you think I'm dumb? You think I'm dumb? Okay. And you know that this person isn't, and that's why you have to push this voodoo towards them. Yes? You didn't knock. I am making a video. I will come and make you one in about like 5 minutes. How about?
You can do 10 minutes if you want.
All right. He's so nice. He's so sweet. My sons look real sharp with their fucking haircuts. You could tell, like, everybody knows my kids are cute. They'll make people laugh. I'm moving on with this because I feel like it needs to be moved on from. The girl that was cutting Adrian's hair, like, cut like a quarter of it, like the back part, and then above the ear a little bit. So it looks so funny. It looks so funny. And then she got a phone call. Yes. You didn't knock again. You didn't knock again, Parker. I asked you guys to knock. Are you okay? Breathe. Focus on your breath.
Vancouver gets Oilers.
Really? Do you want to watch it?
Sure.
Are you really going to watch it? Should probably watch it, because what if the Oilers beat Vancouver? Then you can call your dad and be like, hey.
It'll just appear on the TV though.
Yeah?
Like in the corner.
Yeah, it will.
The NH game is over. Now we'll see how much points the other team scored.
Okay.
You should go back to your video.
Okay. Vancouver's playing Edmonton, and we like Edmonton. Me and Parker like Edmonton, and his dad likes Vancouver, so. I forget what, oh yeah, okay. The phone rang, and like only a little part of Adrian's head was shaved, like buzz cut, and then buzz cut. And then she went and like answered the phone, and Adrian's like, what? I look like a little farm boy. He was like, I look like a farmer with a straw hat. He's like making this face. He was like, You thought that that was his haircut? It was so funny. Me and Parker were just laughing so hard. We couldn't stop laughing. It was funny. And then even like Danny, I think he like owns the place now, Bros, but he was laughing too. Like you couldn't help but laugh. It was so funny. It was so funny. I got some funny kids. They're funny. I made them funny. Because I'm always joking around with them. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to read one of these. I'm going to close it out because Parker wants a grilled cheese. Do a favor and don't ask for one in return, or don't expect one in return. Angel number 81. I was going to say 818, but it's 181, okay? This is a strategy that can help you practice integrating service into your life. It will show you how easy it is and how good it feels to do something nice for someone without expecting anything in return. So often, either consciously or unconsciously, we want something from others, especially when we've done something for them. I cleaned the bathroom, she should clean the kitchen. Or I took care of her child last week, she should offer this week. It's almost as though we keep score of our own good deeds rather than remembering that giving is its own reward. When you do something nice for someone, just do it. You'll notice, if you're quiet enough inside yourself, a beautiful feeling of ease. A beautiful feeling of ease and peace. Just as vigorous exercise releases endorphins in your brain that make you feel good physically, your acts of loving kindness release the emotional equivalent. Your reward is the feeling you receive in knowing that you participated in an act of kindness. You don't need something in return or even a thank you. In fact, you don't even need to let the person know what you've done. What interferes with this peaceful feeling is our expectation of reciprocity. Our own thoughts interfere with our peaceful feelings as they clutter our minds, as we get caught up in what we think we want or need. The solution is to notice your "I want something in return" thoughts and gently dismiss them. It is okay to think that, okay? Now release it, because it's not healthy. And having a good understanding of what is healthy and what isn't healthy. Some people think that that's fair, but then that's just a really transactional relationship, like a dynamic, right? That's not love. In the absence of these thoughts, your positive feelings will return. I'm picking up an instance where somebody doesn't divvy up, you know how when you're in a relationship, it's someone will be better at one thing and another person will be better at another thing, and then there will be a sort of cooperation and a divvying up who does what, okay, in the relationship. Someone just does everything and another person just expects that of them. Yeah, that's not fair. And it should be, I feel like it should be different with every relationship. If this is something I enjoy doing, then I'll do this. If this is something you enjoy doing, you do that. And divvy it up as fair as possible, so that there's no sort of resentment and I'm always doing this, I'm always doing this. And if it gets boring, rotate it, there's always something that can be switched up for a relationship to be more healthy, start actually thriving in a positive way. Okay? But somebody does everything, even pays for everything, and then the one person just does nothing. Nothing. Damn. Yeah, that's not fair. In the absence of these thoughts, your positive feelings will return. See if you can think of something really thoughtful to do for someone, and don't expect anything in return, whether it's surprising your spouse with a clean garage or organized desk, mowing your neighbor's lawn, or coming home early from work to give your spouse a break from the kids. When you complete your favor, see if you can tap into the warm feeling of knowing you've done something really nice without expecting anything from the person you've just helped. If you practice, I think you'll discover that the feelings themselves are reward enough. Think of your problems as potential teachers. I'm going to read this one as well, okay? Most people would agree that one of the greatest sources of stress in our lives is our problems. To a certain degree, this is true. A more accurate assessment, however, is that the amount of stress we feel has more to do with how we relate to our problems than it does with the problems themselves. Yeah, because you can tackle anything in a more positive light and like a really constructive manner and have it not be as daunting. Or like if it is stressing you out, like move it over, like spread it out, right? It is the outlook. It is the outlook, and other people's things shouldn't be a problem. That shouldn't be anything that comes into your mind. It has nothing to do with you. In other words, how much of a problem do we make our problems? Or other people's, like, right? That's how people get fucking delusional. Do we see them as emergencies or as potential teachers? Problems come in many shapes, sizes, and degrees of seriousness, but all have one thing in common. They present us with something that we wish were different. The more we struggle with our problems and the more we want them to go away, the worse they seem and the more stress they can cause. And that's where we just get really good at envisioning handing our issues over, right? The ones that cause us a lot of stress, because that will do damage to our mind, body, and spirit. Okay, so it's essential to be able to get good at doing that, because we're going to continue to do that forever. It'll get easier and easier and easier, but we'll have to continue to do it. Ironically and luckily, the opposite is also true. When we accept our problems as an inevitable part of life, when we look at them as potential teachers, it's as if a weight has been lifted off of our shoulders. Yes. Think of a problem you have struggled with for quite some time. How have you dealt with this problem up until now? If you're like most, you've probably struggled with it, mentally rehearsed it, analyze it again and again, right? The same thing that's not working, right? That's insanity. And trust me, I know it. but have come up short. Where has all this struggle led you? Probably to even more confusion and stress. Now think of the same problem in a new way. Or like, if you know how to compartmentalize your emotions, take your emotions out, okay? Take your emotions out. Act as if it's somebody else, right? Get that bird's eye view. Rather than push away the problem and resisting it, try to embrace it. Mentally hold the problem near to your heart. Ask yourself what valuable lesson or lessons this problem might be teaching you. Aw, that's brilliant. Could it be teaching you to be more careful or patient? Patient and careful, like those are virtues that are like in every single thing to practice, okay? But don't wait too long. and don't be too, you know, you got to be able to gauge the situation based on its seriousness. Does it have anything to do with greed, envy, carelessness, or forgiveness? Or something equally powerful? Whatever problems you're dealing with, chances are they could be thought of in a softer way. That includes a genuine desire to learn from them, right? And when you do, then you don't have to learn that again, and it's easier to apply elsewhere. Okay, it's like an upgrade entirely, like every aspect, right? If you hold your problems in this light, they soften like a fist that is opening. Give this strategy a try. I think you'll agree that most problems aren't the emergencies we think they are. And usually, once we learn that we need to learn, they begin to go away. Get comfortable with not knowing. I just really feel like somebody's going to jail. Somebody's going to jail. The King of Pentacles in reverse. That'll be the fall guy for sure, because there's so many people involved. Like, that'll be the number one fall guy. Anyways, have a good night, people. I will see you tomorrow.